Dear students, welcome to the tutorial class. Today we'll discuss Geography Part, Chapter 3, Geography of the World. First, let us see the key points of this chapter. Number 1, brief introductions of the Earth. Number 2, distributions of the continents and oceans. Number 3, location and characteristics of the oceans. Number 4, locations and geographical characteristics of the continents. Number 5, capital, land area and populations of the countries of the world. Now, let us begin with the first key points of this chapter, that is, brief introductions of the Earth. Dear students, we all know that the Earth is only planet where man lives. It is very large. It has total area of 510 million square kilometers. But we can say that only about 29% of the Earth's surface area, that is 149 million square kilometers, is covered by land, and the remaining 71%, that is 361 million square kilometers, is covered with water. The land portions of the Earth is constituted by the continents like Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Oceania, and Antarctica, Europe, etc. On the other hand, the huge water portion of the Earth is covered with the Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Arctic and Southern Ocean. Among the continents, Asia, and among the oceans, the Pacific are the largest ones in area. According to the census of 2015, the total population of the world is 730 crores or 7.3 billion. Dear students, the topographic characters, climate, soil, plant, animals, etc. are different in different places on the Earth. It is due to such variations of different elements of the natural environment, the population distributions, and the man's way of living are not the same in different places on this Earth. So that is why there is difference in socio-economic advancement and also in natural environment of the world. Now, let us discuss on the second key point, distributions of the continent and ocean. Before going into the distributions of the continents and oceans, first we have to know about the continental drift theory. What is continental drift theory? Continental drift theory refers to the separations of the Earth's continent drifting across the oceanic bed. So, according to this theory, in the early stage, that is about 300 million years before, the Earth's lithosphere was together as a single landmass, which was surrounded by hydrosphere. This state of lithosphere of the Earth is known as Pangaea, and the hydrosphere surrounding the Pangaea is known as Pantalasa. After a passage of time, a narrow and elongated sea was formed almost in the middle of the Pangaea in east-west direction. It is known as Tethys Sea. Formations of this Tethys Sea divide the Pangaea into two parts in north and south directions. Its northern part is called Laurasia and the southern part Gondwana land. Again, in due course, maybe during the Mesozoic era, that is about 250 million years ago, due to splitting and continental drift, the Laurasia and Gondwana land got further divided and moved towards the equator and the west, and thereby the continents of present form was formed. According to this theory of continental drift, North America, Greenland, and the landmass of Europe and Asia, north of Indian subcontinent, were formed after divisions of the Laurasia. On the other hand, South America, Africa, Madagascar, India, Arabian regions, Malaysia, and its other islands, Australia, Antarctica, etc. were formed after the divisions of Gondwana land. Dear students, we know the portions of the Earth's surface covered by the water body are known as the hydrosphere. On the other hand, the portions of the Earth's surface covered by land is called lithosphere. But these two large hydrosphere and lithosphere of the Earth are not forming two separate clusters. It means hydrosphere and lithosphere are penetrating within each other through fragmentations of both the units. All the hydrospheres are being linked with each other, but the lithosphere, having surrounded by water from all sides, remain divided into four divisions. It means the first part of the lithosphere is formed by the continent of Asia, Europe, and Africa. The second part is formed by the continents of North America, South America, and the third part of Australia, including a large number of islands, constituting the continents of Oceania, and the fourth part of the continent of Antarctica. On the other hand, among the five oceans of the earth, which are all interlinked and surrounding the continent, the Pacific is located between Asia, North America, and South America. The Atlantic Ocean is located between North America and South America, Europe, and Africa. The Arctic on the north of North America, Europe and Asia. The Southern Ocean is on the south of South America, Africa and Oceania. Dear students, 57% of hydrosphere is confined to the southern hemisphere and 67 of lithosphere is confined to the northern hemisphere. That is why 90% of the world's human populations live in the northern hemisphere. Now, we'll discuss the third key points, distributions and characteristics of the oceans. We know that it is not possible to determine the exact boundaries of the oceans on the earth, as they are all interconnected. Even then, the substantial extent of the oceans has been roughly fixed for each of their studies. Out of 5 oceans, 3 oceans such as Pacific, Atlantic and Indian are spatially separate to both northern and southern hemisphere. Only the southern ocean is located in southern hemisphere and the northern ocean in the north hemisphere. Among all the oceans, the Pacific is the largest and the northern ocean is the smallest, that is the Arctic Ocean. Now, we'll discuss about the oceanic floor. The ocean floor is rock. The floor of the ocean has landforms like ridges, canyons, oceanic hills, trenches, etc. The average depth of ocean floor is 4,000 meters. We know that from the line of contact of lithosphere and hydrosphere, the depth increased towards middle of the ocean and different landforms are found. Generally, from the coast to the middle of oceans and seas, there exists continental shape, continental slope, deep sea plain, oceanic canyons, oceanic ridges, and deep sea trenches. The shallow part of the oceans and sea, depth up to about 200 meters, surrounding the coast is called the continental shelf. And considerably deep part up to about 2000 meters after the continental shelf is known as the continental slope. After the continental slope, depth up to 4000 meters, there exists the oceanic floor. Depth up to 8000 meters, there exists the oceanic trench, which seems to be appearing above the sea level. The Mariana Trench or Challenger Trench with depth 11,022 meters located in the Pacific Ocean floor is the deepest trench in the world. Now we shall discuss briefly about the 5 oceans of the world. First, the Pacific Ocean. It has a land area of about 165 million kilometers square. The Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean in the world. It covers about 1/3 of the Earth's surface area. The Pacific Ocean is surrounded by Alaska state of the United States of America, eastern part of Siberia, and the Arctic on the north, Australia, New Zealand, and Southern Ocean on the south. Western coast of North and South America on the east, and eastern coast of Asia and the island of Japan, Philippines, etc. on the west. The average depth of the Pacific Ocean is about 5,000 meters. It has at least 20,000 numbers of small and big oceanic islets. Some oceanic trenches like the deepest Mariana Trench, Tonga, etc. are important. Some seas under the Pacific Ocean include Japan Sea, Bering Sea, China Sea, etc. Now let us discuss about the Atlantic Ocean. It has an area of about 82 million kilometers square, and it is the second largest ocean in the world. The Atlantic Ocean covers about 1/6 of the Earth's surface area, and it is about half of the Pacific Ocean. The shape of the Atlantic Ocean is like that of English letter S. It is surrounded by Greenland and the Arctic on the north, the South Oceans on the south, the continents of Europe and Africa on the east, the continents of North America and South America on the west. The average depth of the Atlantic Ocean is about 3,000 meters. There are also many reaches and islands found in these oceans. Now, let us discuss about the Indian Ocean. It has an area about 73 million kilometers square, and it is the third largest ocean in the world. The Indian Ocean is bounded on the north by Indian subcontinent and Southeast Asia. On the south by Southern Ocean, on the east by Australia and the islands of Southeast Asia, and on the west by Africa and Madagascar. The average depth of the Indian Ocean is about 4,000 meters. There are also many islands, trenches in this ocean. Now let us discuss about Southern Ocean. It has an area of about 20 million square kilometers and it is the fourth largest ocean in the world. It surrounds the continent of Antarctica. Roughly, it lies to the south of 40° south latitude. Due to its locations in the south polar region, the Southern Ocean remains covered with ice in most part of the year. Now let us discuss about the Arctic Ocean. It has an area of about 14 million square kilometers and it is the smallest ocean in the world. Its area is about 1/5 of the Indian Ocean. As the Arctic Ocean surrounds the North Pole, its shape is circular. In fact, the northern part of Asia, Europe, and North America surrounds the Arctic Ocean. Its average depth is about 3,500 meters. Due to its locations in the North Polar region, the Arctic Ocean remains covered with thick ice in most part of the year.